Hey guys, if you're throwing a Halloween party or you're attending one, would you rather use these standard old boring cornhole boards? Or do you want to do a little Halloween themed twist and do something like this? This is called coffin cornhole or corpse hole Halloween bags. I obviously prefer to call it corpse hole, but basically it's coffin shaped boards with foldable legs. It's got a custom bat hole cut off, carry handles, storage nets for all the bags, flashing light on the bottom, like a portable cool underglow. But whatever you call them, I'm going to show you how to build them yourself, step by step, with everything you need. If you can't build them on your own, maybe you get a woodworker in your life to help out. But either way, let's get into the build. Tools you're going to need. First off, a tape measure, utility knife, pencil and a marker, a carpenter square, a speed square, a cordless drill, also nice to have an impact, bunch of drill bits, a countersink, a Phillips bit, circular saw, a jigsaw, portable sander, or you can just use a sanding block, a bunch of wrenches and sockets, a miter saw, and a vacuum to clean it all up. Here are the materials you're going to need, mostly from the hardware store. First is 2 pieces of plywood, 2x4, 4 2x4x8s, 1 1x2x4, a box of number 6x2 inch, and a box of number 8x3 inch. Carriage bolts, wood filler, a couple cans of black spray paint, some clear coat. They needed a white chiseled paint marker, a Sharpie, and some white duct tape. Alright, for the special materials, you're going to need a pair of cargo nets, a pair of lift handles, some kind of steel plate, or maybe you can just use washers, portable lights, these are the best ones I found, set of bags, or 4 purples and 4 oranges. And if you can't find that white paint marker at the store, there's a link for you. As far as the corpse hole template, you can go to rinderlygames.com and get that to request an actual template itself, and then you got a template to trace. Step 1 is building your top boards. You're going to measure and mark out your coffin shape. So make sure the boards are 2x4, and then you're going to mark out all your points. Here's a visual, and this is everything you need to lay it all out. Go ahead and connect all the dots and your vertical lines. And this is what it should look like. So to make the backed hole cut out easy, I made a template for a bat. It's one side of it, so you can flip it around and have a exact mirror image. So I'm going to be lining up the top and bottom. Go ahead and cut it out. Okay, so once you have your lines all drawn on the boards, remember you got this center line right here. You take this template, line up the dots. Then flip it over. Then I get the mirror image. So you're going to trace your top board to make the second one, and then from here on out, everything will be duplicated. I'll just show you how to make the first board. All right, step 2 is to cut and assemble your framing boards, all the understructure. So you're going to cut everything at a 90-degree first, just straight cuts, and here is your cut list. You can pause that. Here's a trick to determine your angles. I used a piece of paper and was able to kind of match everything up, and then I could trace it onto my boards. And you can dry fit everything all together, just make sure everything lines up properly and it's a nice tight snug fit. It's that cross brace that you're going to need. Go ahead and assemble everything. Give yourself some even spacing for all the screws. You can use a speed square for that too. You just want to have everything nice and uniform. All right, cut and put in your cross brace. Remember that's at 18 inches inside to inside. Go ahead and screw that in, get that all tight. All right, now you're done with your understructure. Let's get to the legs. That's the next step. All right, so the build list had some 10-inch pieces. If you didn't do those, you can cut those now. You got to put a little angle on the end. That's to have your legs sit evenly on the ground. Measure in 1 3/4 from each end, and basically then you're making a center line 1 3/4 inch from the sides. Drill those holes. Detail for the positioning of that hole for the legs. Drill that. And I just took my carriage bolts and just maybe dry fit and make sure everything sits right before you cut that angle. And now you can continue to cut the angle. So either do 1 1/4 by 1 1/4, or you can put 1 1/4 and then use your speed square to make that angle. Go ahead and cut those. And once again, just match that up to make sure everything works well. Do a little dry fit. And I just tighten it up just to make sure everything seems to work well. There you go. There's your legs. Next step is the sanding, filling, and painting. Take everything off. Just give it a good sand all the way around. You can use a hand sander or a orbital sander, whatever works best. You can fill the holes if you need to. I did. All right, everything is sanded and laid out on the cardboard. Go ahead and paint it. Everything's painted black. And after everything's clear, I usually use the protective spray on everything because it's going to be outdoors, and then let it dry. All right, on to step 5, which is adding all the accessories. So we'll do the carry handles first. You can measure up about 24 inches from the bottom to that center line. Any handles will really work, but I've got some links in the description. All right, then you line them up side by side just to make sure they both match. Okay, time for the cargo net. That cargo net comes with these anchor points. I'm going to screw those in on each side. That's why you made that cross brace. When I put these in, it was just still a little loose, so I installed a cross member just to make it a little tighter. And that's your 1x2 pieces from earlier. Alright, now we're going to install this metal plate, or anything metal that you can fasten your light to. I've got another link in the description for some black metal plates I think will be better. Alright, and you can either use a glow or a flash. You can store that in the same bag. Alright, step 6 is doing your pinstriping and your outline detail. I just used duct tape. I think that was the easiest way to do it, and it has held up really well. So you cut some strips, probably like 1/4 inch, 3/8, your choice. Just make sure they're all even. All right, once you get the strips, just go ahead and lay them all out. I like a little bit of space between the edge. You could use a utility knife to just go ahead and cut those all to size. And there you go. Alright, now let's add the bat outline detail, which makes that pop. You got to be pretty careful on here just to use a steady hand. And if you make a mistake, you can use that black Sharpie marker just to erase it. But there you go. Look at how much that stands out. Alright, step 7. Actually, you're done. So go ahead and grab the cornhole bags and give it a try. Thanks for watching.